Hey, what's up, party people? Welcome to another exciting episode of Honest Trailer Commentaries. Today, we're talking about Mean Girls. It's like a monster truck rally.
Weird echo in here.
Sunday.
You guys getting
Mean Girls.
that?
The girls get mean.
We'll be talking about the trailer, telling you our behind-the-scenes thoughts. Afterwards, you'll see some jokes that didn't make the cut. We'll respond to some viewer hate mail, love and hate mail. And then we will tease up next week's Honest Trailer if you stick around to the very end with me, Lon, and Danielle. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
Now, this is always a tricky one when
Yes.
it comes up on the schedule that you are to lovingly lampoon and give you the honest truth about a movie that is honestly really good.
Really good and funny.
Yeah,
Good.
and like holds
And a comedy.
up, and was already like self-aware in a way. Like it's
Yep.
kind of already poking fun at the genre and the style. So like, what is left for the three of us
Yeah.
to do?
But who are we if not to give the people what they want? And this is one of the most requested movies.
People
You
love
know,
this movie.
I would love to do a Troll 2 or we're just watching clips from Cobra before this started. I'd love to do Cobra, but people
Oh
aren't
my
asking
God.
for Cobra every week.
Yeah, no,
Damn
we're-
it, Cobretti.
Yeah. We're trying to work with like the thinnest like Tony Roma's ribs, whereas there's like a turkey drumstick like right over there. But no.
Tony Roma's is such a deep cut.
Yeah. That's old man comedy right there.
We have both Tango and Cash just waiting for us.
Sitting
Like
in the
a-
wings.
Yeah, a full turkey sitting on a street corner like a power-up in
Oh
Streets
my
of
God.
Rage. Just crouch over it. We'll go back to full health.
The Village People movie, Can't Stop the Music, is just sitting there, never touched. But
What's that Kiss movie where they haunt the theme park?
Isn't that Scooby-Doo crossover?
Something like that. Yeah. Anyways,
I think they met the Mystery Gang at one point.
no, there was a
scoop to do, right?
there was a full Kiss theme park movie, live action. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. There you go.
Get Billy in here. Call
Yeah,
Billy.
anyways, Mean Girls.
No.
Good movie, right?
Great movie. Come on. It's dated in some spots because it's 20 years old, and I think we sort of make a lot of hay there because that's like it's a good region for us to hang out. But yeah, otherwise it's a great movie. Holds up really well. Still funny.
Well, so here's the thing that I have noticed that comes up when we talk about things that are dated. I think that I think the we, when I say the royal we, all of us, we give way more, we're less kind to things that are dated in the last 10 years than we are to things that are dated 25 years ago. Like
Right,
if
yes.
if we were doing, I don't know, Heathers,
Oh,
Heathers is way more dated and
The
everything.
funniest movie with
a
a school shooting in it.
Yeah, I mean, right, like the
Yeah.
Revenge of the Nerds era stuff that you're just like, oh my god, it's like radioactive now.
Right, and I feel like because I don't know. I think, and when I say the royal we, I mean like the culture. I think that for some things we're like, yeah, we know, but that was our grandparents' stuff. But when it comes to our stuff, we feel very much like yeah, we also liked it and we were there and we're sorry. Especially in the last like things that came out in the last 10 years. So when we do say those things, it is obviously like we're acknowledging it. But yes, we do know that older movies were obviously worse.
Yeah, I mean, the comedy of 2004. I think Mean Girls is like the tamest version of it because at
my
the
God.
time
Sure.
it was like Dane Cook and like Carlos Mencia were like
Right, and I
running-
mean, Tina
running comedy?
Fey was never like a right-wing troll. Like, of course, it was always going to be, like relatively within the scope of appropriateness.
I'm just saying it was like a time when like shock humor was like, oh my God, you can't
Right.
say that, but you said it. That was the funniest thing you could do.
Yeah, the era that
speaking-
gave us
yeah.
like Daniel Tosh.
Yeah.
Speaking of shock humor and Dane Cook, I will not say the thing, but his literal symbol, that was his symbol, was if you were to make a peace sign and then for some reason also just like have like your thumb out or like your pinky out. Like that was like his symbol. That was like the thing he used for tours. That was his merch thing. I can't think of
Hilarious.
anything that is more encompassing of that era of comedy. And the
Right.
fact that everyone was lining up to see that this.
Well, look, it's not that funny anymore. But by the way, I don't think anything 15 years old should be that funny anymore. I think that if we look back on the movies today, and we're not saying, oh, that's kind of dated comedy, then we've frozen as a culture and we should just stop.
Right, and I mean, this is specifically about teen culture, which is ever changing and morphing anyway. So, I mean, this is like a generation ago youth culture. So, of course, it's not going to be, exactly relevant to today. I mean,
And
we're talking about a pre-TikTok world here.
No cell
still
phones.
holds
That's
up.
what that's. It still holds
no
up,
cell
and
phones. It still holds up.
Yeah, it's still a good, just like teen coming of age story or a high school movie, or however you want to slice it. And the fact that there's a lot of laughs still on top of that is great.
And it has that like the 30 Rock, like there's good characters, you can invest in it as a real scenario, but it's also like really heightened and like silly, and like it has that goofiness, like that Saturday Night Live side to it. And I think the balance works really well for her, whether it's here or Kimmy Schmidt or 30 Rock. It's like it kind of fits that whole tone.
Yeah, I was surprised how much slapstick there was in it looking back. Like,
exactly.
a lot of people getting dunked in the face with a boombox. They're like,
right.
You fell into a trash can. Woo!
And it also kind of just has
which
that
is timeless.
Right. And it just also has like again, anything for a laugh sensibility. Like there's kind of a sitcom logic. Like when you really start to think about the "she doesn't even go here" line, like, how would this girl have even gotten to the assembly? It doesn't even really make sense. But it's like, it's just a joke, and then you move on. And like, she's really good at that kind of rapid fire sort of writing.
Yeah. Super funny. We all like the movie. Now let's roll the trailer and see how we tore it to shreds.
Suck it, Lohan.
That's a little song. Very good.
What? Huh? Did I do something good?
Rip it to shreds.
From
Yes,
your unproblematic fave, Tina
great.
Fey.
By accident.
From your slightly
Best
problematic
kind.
fave, Tina Fey.
100 years from now, people will see my work and think, wow, that is actually pretty racist.
Comes a ruthless tale of pointless cruelty, full of miserable teenagers trapped in a hell of their own creation. Basically the most honest high school movie ever made. Mean Girls.
Pause.
over
I hate to put this to the panel, but is this the most true to your high school experiences of any high school kids movie? No?
The whole showing up on the first day and making two battling groups of friends, it does not exactly align with my my high school experience.
Danielle?
I grew up military, so I moved around a lot. So I wound up being both part of the weird drama choir group of kids and also the kids that did drugs under the bleachers. So it wasn't so much a battle for my affections as I found a way to make both groups somehow cornier and crappier.
There you go.
I'm a uniter.
I tend to really relate to like high school movies where it's like a kid who can't like bring themselves to speak and then joins like speech and debate. Like it's more that kind of like indie than something like Mean Girls.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I thought I was in Ender's Game, but I was in, Freak the Mighty or something like that.
Were you in space? Was that part of your high school experience?
Basically, yeah. You think you're the chosen one, and then you zoom back and it's Freaks and Geeks. Like you're not, or Freak the Mighty, also a good book.
Freaks and Geeks. That was very relatable to me.
Yeah.
I was the president of the drama club, so obviously I was the coolest person in the
There you go.
There you go.
All right, let's keep playing.
Move Over Breakfast Club. So long, Clueless. And who said you could sit with us, Netflix girls? Because it's time for one of the best high school movies of the early 2000s. In fact, one of the best things from the early 2000s. But that really isn't saying much. Let's just skip the nostalgia for that decade, okay? Trust us. Back before Lohan was making reality shows, pop albums, and court appearances. And before Rachel McAdams was getting...
So I did a little research. I was like, all right, I'm going to try to find some like crazy shots from Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club show where she opened up a beach club in Mykonos. Canceled after one season for not having enough drama. Like it just wasn't juicy enough. There wasn't enough like drink thrown or whatever. And it's like, and the clips bear it out. Like the worst I could find was her being like, you guys really got to show up to work on time.
And the funny thing is,
it seems so boring.
There were also rumors when it was coming out that it was not only because our reality shows are obviously like it's not reality, like they're scripted or whatever, but this was entirely fraudulent. Like there was never a open Lindsay Lohan beach club. It was just for the show, and even with that, they couldn't make it juicy enough. Just write something.
Well, after her experience,
have a murder. You're writing it anyway.
Just have her straight up murder someone.
Yeah, like why not? It's a scripted show.
Well, I think after she did have that show with Oprah where it was supposed to be like, come into my real life,
Right.
on OWN. And the entire show was about how Lindsay kept running from the cameras every time they were like, but our job is to come into your real life. And she'd be like, but also you can do that outside my front door. And then eventually Oprah had to be like, hey, what's going on? And she was like, nothing, it's fine. And so I think after that, she was like, yeah, just like, I will come in every once in a while and give everybody a pep talk. And then I'll go away and try to steal a kid. Like that was what she was trying to do.
That's right, yeah. But there was like, I saw like even a blog post where like a person who like spent some time on Mykonos and they were like, we checked in like 8 times and this place is never open. It is just for the show.
Wow. Everything you know is a lie.
I know, geez. How can you trust it?
I was just going to book my ticket to Lohan's before all this started.
To Lohan Fest.
All right, let's keep going.
Pop albums and court appearances. And before Rachel McAdams was getting some strange, they were in Mean Girls, the funniest comedy to ever be adapted from a non-fiction parenting advice book. In this hilarious satire that can either be viewed as a plea for teen girls to be more kind to each other, or an instruction manual for future sociopaths. It could really use an update though. Like, how do I destroy the thought who dissed my Jungkook fan cam? Please advise. Welcome to one of the most...
It took a lot of researching among our, median age, late 30s writing crew to be like, what would the teens?
Yeah, I believe at one point I said back the note like, I don't think this is up to date, but whatever the teen equivalent of this would be, because I just like
We did our best with Jungkook fan cam, which from what I understand is people record. It's like bootleg concert videos, right?
Right. Well,
but
it's
they
like,
just zoom in on the boy
it's like a compilation of various videos of just the member of the group that you like in particular, like zoomed in.
Fun to watch.
But also, they sometimes have like video effects, right? They're made to look like it's like an old VHS or like it's a thing you handmade.
There can be. Those are edits. Look, I don't want to say I'm in on TikTok, Twitter. It's a long thing. But yes, you're very right. There are the ones where it's just the one dude or person in a concert, and the ones where people put them all together, and then the ones where they Photoshop themselves in, like lying next to the person while
they're see that as well. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
The kids are doing a lot.
It's like fanfic, but video now.
But you're lying down, and this boy is dancing on you? Or around you? Is this like when Zoomers say like, I love this guy, I want him to run over me with a steam truck?
Right.
TikTok gets weird. And so does Twitter.
All right. I'd get on there if it wasn't about to go away, right?
It's a huge threat to our national security, and not just because Sarah Cooper is on there making fun of the president. It's totally not related to that.
Got him. All right, let's keep going.
To one of the most racially segregated high schools in Illinois.
Asian nerds, cool Asians, unfriendly black hotties.
Where the popular girls are cruel.
God, Karen, you are so stupid.
The unpopular girls are vengeful and manipulative.
We turned her best friends against her, and we gave you foot cream instead of face washing.
The teachers are statutory rapists. And the bus drivers really want to get kids to school on time.
Shove it right up your hairy...
Tossed into this jungle is
pause.
Katie.
I think this latest rewatch kind of the thing that jumped out to me is how Lizzie Kaplan's character, what's her name?
Janice,
yeah. Janice is she's not a mean girl.
No. Both of them are mean people. Like everyone in this kind of sucks, which I think is ultimately sort of the point. But I think everyone really focuses on the plastics, where it's like, no, everyone sucks. The cool kids spend the first 2 minutes they're on screen loudly railing on everyone else around them who can hear them, and one of whom almost starts crying. They're not nice people.
Yeah, I think that it's like Rachel McAdams is so good, and those are such good villains that everybody really focused on that. But I think the point of the movie is that all of these kids in their own way are cruel to one another, whether it's in a burn book or just being mean or pointing out that they fart.
Plotting to destroy someone's life systematically, you know.
Right. Kids do.
Yeah, so I think that is what it's sort of getting at. And that's kind of the Tina Fey speech at the end where she gets everybody to raise their hand, they admitting they've been mean. I think that's baked in. But yes, it does really come out in a rewatch where you're like, oh yeah, they're also horrible.
Yeah. All right, keep going.
Tossed into this jungle is Katie. She's from Africa.
I just moved here from Africa.
Which country? You know, Africa. Shut up. She doesn't know about basic things like fashion, cliques, or African Americans.
Jumbo!
What?
Because she was homeschooled by the parents from Get Out.
This is the fertility vase of the Ndebele tribe.
I would have voted for Obama for a third term if I could.
So,
Watch Katie and
pause.
list the help.
Yeah, Lon, you point out that, like, she's not homeschooled, she's no-schooled. Like, she has...
She comes in with just zero context on just, like, the world, like, the nature of friendship. Like, I think they have friends in Africa.
They might even have cliques. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, right. And, like, they have the notion of just because somebody is a race you're familiar with, they don't speak the language you know. Like,
Yeah.
really?
They have
You're
buildings
16.
and malls and stuff. Like, it's not...
That is actually, like, kind of offensive that every time there's a flashback to Africa, she's literally in a field. Like, it's like not all of Africa is the veldt. There's also, like, cities. Like,
You have to figure that her parents were really, you know, some kind of sociology project, like deep in the mix.
I mean, were they, it was Jane Goodall? Like, they could have been in Nairobi? Come on.
They were interacting with other human beings. So, yeah, it's
like one person in her in a field, and he's like a tribesman. Like, it's crazy. Come on.
It's everyone's Instagram who's like, I went to go help kids in Africa. And then it's just pictures of them with, like, two people who are like,
She spent her whole life up until now on safari?
Yeah. I do something I point out in the 100 Reasons to Watch video, which you guys should all watch immediately before or after this, is I do like how it made the score, even though it's like kind of a Paul Simon Graceland-ish version of African music. It's still like it's refreshing to hear a high school movie with an actual score and not just like Simple Plan or Sum 41 or something.
They should have gotten Lady Smith Black Mambazo.
I know, right?
What a missed opportunity. Yeah, you could book him for me.
All right, keep going.
Watch Katie enlist the help of her gay best friend and her friend who's mortified people would even think she's gay
It's not my fault you're like in love with me or something. What?
Oh no, she did not.
to infiltrate the popular clique known as the Plastics, a group of Abercrombie and bitches led by Regina George, who's so mean you'll barely care when the hero stoke her eating disorder.
I'm only eating foods with less than 30% calories from fat. I really want to lose 3 pounds. It's called the South Beach Fat Flush, and all you drink is cranberry juice for 72 hours.
Karen Smith, the second dumbest weather reporter from a 2004 film.
There's a 30% chance that it's already raining.
And 38 degrees in the Middle East.
And Gretchen Wieners, who ironically isn't the girl who made out with a hot dog.
Made out with a hot dog.
Oh my god, that was one time!
Together, these Von
Pause.
Duchesses.
Another thing we talk about in the 100 Reasons video is that this movie started as a R-rated script, and we can bet that Made Out With was not the first draft of that joke.
Yeah, almost definitely not, yeah.
But funnier, I think, because it's just weird.
Yeah, no, it's way, look, when you go down and bust down to from like R to X stuff to PG-13, it either gets weirder or grosser. Or like funnier or grosser. To me, that one is one of the ones that's funnier. There are ways that they definitely could have made that way more gross. Also, I did have to say, when I watched that, when I was a kid, I was like, I went to the wrong parties. There were no hot dog makeouts at my parties.
You think of that as like a party trick? I was imagining like that was, you walk in and you go, oh God, what have I seen? You know?
Oh no, I imagined it as a party trick.
I felt like it was
like
a thing
close-up
she did.
magic, but with a hot
I
dog
felt like it was a thing she
your
did
mouth.
in front of a group of people thinking this is going to be hilarious, and then they were all like, and now it's like the thing that she's tagged with forever. That's my own internal backstory for the making out with a hot dog.
There you go. Maybe they explore this more in Mean Girls too.
But I mean, if you use the other version, the R-rated version of the joke, which I won't say, then I think it's somebody walked in on a private moment. I think it changes the context.
Yeah.
Oh, icicle.
Okay, keep going.
Together, these Von Duchesses will ruthlessly scheme to stay popular in a fiendish plot to, that's pretty much it. But they wrote some mean stuff in a private journal years ago, so monsters! Follow along on Katie's uncomfortably true-to-life evolution.
Yeah, pause for a second. You're very pro Regina.
I'm pretty pro
You're a
plastic.
plastic.
I have to say, after going through, because here's what it ultimately came down to is going back and rewatching the movie. Like, the only character who's like intentionally funny throughout is Regina. Like, everybody else, like, they're funny to us, the viewer watching from home, because we appreciate the irony of the situation, but they're not actually very funny. Just I guess Damien is also funny.
Mm-hmm.
But Regina's constantly like actually I mean, it's mean and cutting, but she'd be the one who's fun to hang out with. Like, I would rather be Karen or Gretchen in this scenario than like Janice or Katie, is what I'm saying. Like, I'd want to be friends with Regina. She's funny.
Regina, Karen, Gretchen, and Lon. I want to see that movie.
I love that. I want to see what you look like on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
What are you
on
wearing?
Wednesdays, we wear Doctor Strange shirts.
Also, the burn book thing is really real. I think, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
if
No, that
kids do
happened.
now, but like that happened when I was a kid.
That happened at my high school as well. There was one day where it like exactly like in this, where people like posted Xerox copies of stuff that was in the book. I did not get it.
Yeah, my brother got not expelled. He couldn't go to like the fun party at the end of the year because he wrote mean things in his own yearbook next to people's photos. But then like, yeah.
He was just taking notes.
He's just taking notes about the
It was
people he
just
didn't like.
annotated. That's you can't.
When I was in junior high, and this is just like a consequence of Army kids growing up too fast, it wasn't even burn books, it was burn index cards, and then a group of people would come up to you and be like, here's what we all decided about you. And then you had to just go hide in a classroom and cry, or hit someone and get suspended.
Wow.
I
Them's the rules.
Like 10 demerits, Radford.
I got a reading right hook.
All right, keep going.
Follow along on Katie's uncomfortably true-to-life evolution from wholesome sober kid to out-of-control party girl as she steals a guy so nice he dated Regina twice, gets a teacher arrested,
You know, I bet she sells drugs on the side to pay for a pathetic divorce.
and incites a riot. But it's nothing a single apology and an afternoon of trust falls can't fix. See, now everyone is friends with everyone. Oh, it's still full of cliques. Just the members changed. Well, at least they can kill the ones who get too powerful. So revisit
pause.
one of the most...
Yeah, the takeaway seems to be not like we shouldn't have clicks, but like you just need to find the right click for you.
Just diversify your clicks, man. Like
Diversify
what you
your
need
clicks.
is like all of your clicks need to come together. Do you make sure that you have one of every kind instead of having all of the clicks mixed over?
Regina was actually a jock, like all along.
The U.S. is a salad bowl, and if you just get all the terrible people and shake them up into a bowl and then redistribute them like equally, then you're fine.
I think it was also like you find your place in your group and whatever, but you don't have to be cruel to the other people who aren't part of it. I guess if I was going to try my best to come up with it.
But the thing with the little plastics was like they will rise again. We need to dismantle them by any means necessary.
Right? Yeah, that's also another excuse for school bus violence to kind of pull that thread all the way.
The great equalizers, the school bus.
Yes, thank God for killer school buses to hit the reset button every few years when things get out of hand.
You're all triggered right now, guys.
Yeah, sorry, Danielle.
Sorry.
Keep going.
Kill the ones who get too powerful.
You're just too powerful.
So revisit one of the most quotable movies of all time.
Girl, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
You go, Glen Coco.
That leans on the strengths of great future stars and just the right amount of SNL.
Pause for 1 second. Funny but also awful is that Tina Fey puts real people's names in her scripts. There's a real Glen Coco who's now that.
Oh no, that poor man. Yeah, like how sick is he of that line of dialogue?
Oh boy,
good Lord.
Yeah. Cursed. I mean, I guess like she wouldn't know that this throwaway line would become the thing that people quote, but
yeah,
I also didn't know that it wouldn't.
Seinfeld also so many Seinfeld characters are just named after like writers and producers that they know, and like that must be a nightmare to like be one of those guys.
We've talked about this. 500 Days of Summer opens with the dude who wrote the movie literally talking about the woman he wrote the movie about and calling her a bitch and using her actual name.
Real name, yeah. Oof. Like Lloyd Braun is a real guy, and like that's also the crazy guy from Seinfeld. It's like so iconic now.
Yeah, I mean that's like a common enough name, but Glen Coco.
Glen Coco is very specific. It is a funny name. Like if you knew somebody with that name, you'd store it in the back in case you ever needed a funny name for something.
Yeah, we've all got a couple of those. All right, let's
Spencer Gilbert.
Of SNL people to anchor a film with a wise and lasting message. Math is for losers.
I think I'm joining the mathletes.
No.
Mathletes?
I pretended to be bad at math so that you'd help me. I didn't join those stupid mathletes.
I'm a mathlete, so nerd isn't bird.
You can't join mathletes. It's social
Universally reviled.
Starring Katie
Great
Bird,
job, Holtby, on the
Regina the
transitions,
Teenage B-
graphics.
Quiz Lemon, Director of Education Stephen Poop, Wet Hot American Mother, Fetch Happens.
Pause. Should we just explain that like people need to watch that SNL sketch?
Yeah,
My favorite SNL sketch. What's it? Is it called Doctor's Office? Like, what's the
it's
name
called
of it
something
even?
really generic, like Bad Doctor's Office. It's Will Ferrell is a terrible doctor. Molly Shannon is his nurse, and there's just a cameo appearance by Tim Meadows as Dr. Stephen Poop. And it is amazing and hilarious, and it just feels like the sketch goes off the rails like instantly.
Yeah. God, is it improvised? Like something went off script.
You could tell there was a script there. It's like he's delivering bad news. Like he's an OBGYN and he's giving this couple bad news about their baby, but he's crazy. But like it just goes in these weird direction.
Yeah. Okay, I found it. It's Dr. Beeman's office. Test results.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's pretty infamous. Like it's an infamous sketch. It's not
there
like...
you go.
Yeah, and it is one of the crown jewels of Tim Meadows' long and storied career in comedy.
Definitely. Okay, let's keep playing.
Wet Hot American Mother, Fetch Happens, Amanda Hugginkiss, Leslie Kaplan, Big Gay Pal, Riverdoll, You Plus Me Equals Us, and YouTube comments.
Grotsky little biatch. Fat virgin. Dyke.
White Chicks.
Dawn Schweitzer has a huge ass? Who would write that?
Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, just spitballing here.
There you go.
What a different world the early 2000s were.
Kids today would not, that's not an insult anymore.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's our trailer for White Chicks. White Chicks. That's our trailer for Mean Girls.
Another just gem waiting out there for us.
Someday. Maybe we'll double feature it with Joanna Man. Who knows? If you're watching this far, thank you. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the like button and the little bell. And some other fun things we have coming up for you. This Friday, there will be a Fandom 5 trivia contest. Fandom 5 trivia. On the subject of Dragon Ball. Is it Dragon Ball Z or all the Dragon Balls?
I think we're just calling it Dragon Ball, but it's going to be Dragon Ball Z, and then like there was one show after that that's like part of the same Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Super. Definitely not Dragon Ball GT, but it will be DBZ heavy more than anything.
DBZ heavy with a sprinkling of Super. So
no GT. We were told explicitly, so that will not be there.
GT's not that bad. It's pretty bad. But yeah, have your facts and figures ready. Get Super Saiyan all the way to all the levels that they've created. What level of Super Saiyan are they on now? It's got to be like 20.
Over 9,000.
Literally Super Saiyan God, I believe is what it's called.
There you go, Super Saiyan God. What's after God? You be the judge. All right.
I did not write these questions, I promise. So somebody who knows Dragon Ball and is more capable than me took care of this one.
And we have a aforementioned 100 Reasons to Watch Mean Girls also up on this channel. So please give that a watch. Watch Reason 75 will blow your mind. You won't believe Reason 79. So check that out. I believe we have some things that we cut from this. So why don't we cue those up and play them for the people?
And the teachers are statutory rapists. But don't worry, it's funny because, his victims don't speak English? Is that the joke? I'm not sure that one hits the same these days. It's funny because it happens. Karen Smith, who's really more of a Gwyneth if you ask me, and Gretchen Wieners. I'm sorry, Wieners? Wow. Forget Katie. I want to know how a kid named Wieners clawed her way to the top. See a popular kid named Wieners, you run. You run for your life. And Gretchen Wieners. Wieners. This movie should just be called Hot Rich Girls. Vintage Lilo could poop on someone's face and get away with it. She probably did at some point.
You can't join mathletes. It's social suicide.
Thanks, Damien.
Ha ha. Way to know numbers, nerd. Ha ha. The limit does exist, and it's your face. Starring Lilo and Stitch, the African Yas Queen, the Thought Chick, the Other Notebook, Ploy George, Patty and Pink, Nice Principles, Batman, Leslie Yup, Perky and Recreation, the Uptight Citizens Brigade, Pop-Tart, Stop Trying to Make Gretch Happen, Zatina, Brick Tamland, The Weather Chanel, Punky Booster, American Pie, Gruel Intentions, The Lion, the in their wardrobe, Burnt Booksmart, High School Rusical.
Oh, there you go. Lon Gruel Intentions was very good.
I thought when Gruel Intentions popped up into the brain, it was just like, how could this not be the one? But all right, I accept defeat.
As a musical theater nerd, I will say the book for this is actually really good.
For the musical version.
Yeah, the book. Sorry, nerd talk. When you talk about the book specifically means like the songs of the musical. So they turn this into a musical. The book is actually really good. Unlike the book for Beetlejuice, which is...
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about some...
Cool with the sandworm coming onto the stage. I want to see it. All right.
Some viewer mail. Speaking of which, Prince of Poo-Poo writes, does anyone on the Honest Trailers crew have any opinions on the Mean Girls musical? Danielle, your time to shine. That was it?
Yeah, no, like that. I mean, it's really good. They're really, I think it's really hard to adapt these for musicals. And it's one of those things where just like we are doing with franchises, when it comes to like movies and media and TV, musicals are doing the same thing where there has really been like a hotbed of people, and there always has been, but it's been really prevalent lately of adapting like these popular things from 10, 20 years ago. But the book for this is actually really good. I like it. I like the musical. I think it's great. Again, I think it's one of the best of the new musicals of the last 5 years. It's not my favorite, but I think it's really good. And especially adapted because from the book for Beetlejuice, for me, there's a song called Dead Mom. That's just like, hey, dead mom. And like, that's most of the song. So it's just not my deal. But I really, really like the Mean Girls musical. It is worth looking up the book or at least like the stuff, that's available on YouTube online.
What's the big show-stopping number from the Mean Girls musical?
Well, for me, it's Apex Predator, which I think is the really good one. And it's the one where Janice is like explaining like,
right. Here's who Regina George is, what she's all about.
And
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a alto-y, second step. Wow, nerd. Yeah. It is a really good song that people will like.
Solid.
Right.
Sorry.
It's got kind of a Sondheim bridge, you know.
Good stuff. All right, Chandru Dandapani writes.
Oh, Chandru, my Schmodown faction mate.
Oh, there you go. Is Mean Girls a movie about an attempted coup on a monarchy that ends in a socialist revolution? The crown is broken into pieces and everyone gets a piece. Well, you know, it could be read that way. I always thought that she should just give the crown to Damien. Like, just give him the crown. Just say, like, you know what, I shouldn't be it. This will actually make you happy.
So pander is what you're suggesting. She should have pandered more. No, I get what you're saying. It is weird because it's like you're supposed to wear it. It doesn't really mean anything if you have a little broken piece of it. But
Chandru, I would really like to read your hot take, your whole article on that. Like, please write 600 to 700 words on that and send that to me immediately.
Yeah, it's kind of like this essay, I will.
And I'm genuine. Like, I want to read that.
Yeah.
I'll check that out as well. Brian Singleton writes, I'm going to Burger King. Anyone want anything? I will say that not to deny us future sponsorships, but Burger King's probably the lowest tier for me of if I'm leaving for fast food. There's like 5 places I'm going before then.
Are we putting is Yoshinoya on this list? Because that is below Burger King.
That's definitely below Burger King.
That's the basement, and then we can build from there. But Burger King's not much higher.
Yoshinoya has good rice.
Really good rice.
Maybe if you just get rice, okay.
Yeah, you just get rice.
Yeah, just big bowl of rice.
All right. Well, I don't think we're going to top that one. It's making me hungry, is what I'm saying.
No, don't eat a Yoshinoya.
I'm gonna take I get the rice from Yoshinoya, then I take the Whopper patty and I make a little little Hawaiian special.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. That's the Mean Girls Honest Trailer experience. You've just experienced Mean Girls from front to back, from Honest Trailer to Honest Trailer commentary. And we hope you'll come back next week where we will be dissecting and eviscerating and absolutely blasting out Dane Cook style. A show that actually has a very 2004 sensibility, though it came out recently. And I think it's one you're going to want to watch with all your mates. So check it out. And we'll see you here next week here for Honest Trailer Commentaries. Thanks for watching.